Welcome to Agile to Agility podcast with Milan Bajic.
Major show alert!
The very first value we wrote is individuals and interactions.
Let's take this another level.
Before we dive into the presentation itself, the exercise breakouts that we're going to do, I want to briefly introduce the authors, and I'm going to hand it off to Cleo first, one of my co-authors, to introduce herself, then Charlotte, and then I'll wrap it up and take it from there.
Yeah, thanks, Maarten. I will take it over indeed as a brief one. I'm Cleo Kampschuur, Cleo Kampschuur. It's hard to pronounce in English. Colleague of Maarten and co-writer indeed of the book, Agile Coach since already +5 years or so within Prowareness itself, and also an enthusiastic trainer, book writer, and very enthusiastic to guide you through this session itself. So pleased to be here. Over to Charlie.
Yeah, I'll take over. Thanks. Charlotte, Bendermacher, which is even harder probably to pronounce in English. But yeah, also an Agile coach within Prowareness for almost 8 years. Yeah, writer of the book, and I love to give trainings, and I'm really looking forward to take you guys with us through a little part of the book, and hope you will experience it with as much fun as we wrote it. Maarten, back to you.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, and as I said at the start, I'm Maarten. I'm an Agile coach at Prowareness as well. I'm spearheading the United States expansion of Agile Cockpit. Been doing that for a couple of years now. My Agile experience goes back to 2009. I have a history as a software engineer, sort of rolled into that about 13 years ago. Yeah, I'm part responsible for the fantastic English version of the Toolkit for Agile Coaches and Scrum Masters that came out earlier this year. So, as I said before, this is going to be an exercise heavy session, right? So I'm going to briefly talk you through the book, like why we wrote it, how it's supposed to be used, and who we wrote it for. And then we'll split up into 3 exercise breakouts where we're going to guide you through and let you experience 3 of the exercises from the book. And then we'll get back just before the end of the time box that we have here, which runs until, it's going to be 2:15 Eastern time, to share back the outcomes of our sessions. We'll share some information on where to get the book. We're actually going to have a tiny little Oprah Winfrey moment there, and thank you for attending. So without further ado, let's tell you a little bit about the book, right? So the challenge that we were facing is there was like no proper existing book with just exercises for what I'd like to call an Agile context, right? At Prowareness, which is an Agile coaching, consulting, and training firm, we've been doing lots of Agile context exercises, right? From team building to hosting Scrum events to guiding management teams, you name it, basically. And that experience was sort of all the way out there. And some of the existing books, they didn't really cover like the full breadth of what you can face as an Agile coach or Scrum Master. So that sort of led us to collect all those experiences, and there's 99 exercises in the book, into that single book, as a means to have like easy and fast guidance for those that need it. Like we didn't want to have like 17 pages per exercise. We try to keep it brief and make sure that you can get right and quickly started with it. It's sort of like a cookbook, like a recipe book. So let's say there's like 99 recipes in there. We categorize those into different sections and different topics, basically. So as I said, for building teams, for running Scrum events, for guiding management teams, and there's different degrees of complexity with the exercises. And we use a 3-star system to sort of indicate to people like, hey, this is something that you can easily use with new teams, or if you're fairly new to this. And this is like the more advanced stuff, like with 3 stars, like if you've been at it or you want to try something a little bit more complex, yet extremely powerful, then that's something that you would like to do. We also want to make sure that for all of the exercises, it wasn't just like do as you're being told, right? There's variations to it. There's tips and tricks of how you can deviate from like the primary plan or the primary recipe, as you will. make sure that you can deliver most value to those that are in your session. And to top it all off, the cherry on top of the cake, or the icing on top of the cake, is like a first aid guide at the start of the book. Like, what if you, as a facilitator, are being asked pretty last minute to facilitate a session? Like, what do you do? And that sort of first aid guide sort of gets you through like exercises that you can get started with rather quickly. So we make sure that's at the front of the book. So it's really one of those things that you want to have around as an Agile coach or a Scrum Master. And having said that, that's our primary audience, right? So obviously anybody in a facilitator or facilitating role, team members absolutely can use it. Managers, we're not going to stop you, right? Primary audience, though, Agile coaches and Scrum Masters, that's who it's been written for. One thing I would like to add to all of that, right? So it does help if you have a little bit of Agile or Scrum experience if you want to get started with this book. It sort of assumes some foundational knowledge. Doesn't mean you have to have had followed several classes or anything like that. It's just like, it helps if you understand what Agile is and what Scrum is, and if you've tried it a little bit. And while some of the stuff helps you get started in that context as well, going in there completely blind might not necessarily be the easiest path to walk. So having said that, any questions about the book itself? Because really what we want to do in this breakout is make sure we get their exercise. We get to experience some of the exercises. So I'm going to pause very briefly, see if there's any questions, and then I'll sort of walk you through the 3 different breakouts that we have. All right, excellent. I don't see any questions. Hopefully that was all clear enough. So we have 3 breakouts for you today, and I'm going to go over here to our breakout session overview. And I'm also going to share the, Cleo, could you share the mural link for this mural in chat, please? Because I cannot access the share button right now.
You're reading my mind.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
So we're posting the mural link for the main mural in chat here that you can open up. And we got 3 different breakout sessions for you. And you can choose one to attend. Each of them has a separate Zoom link, right? So there's like the button here that has the link all the way at the bottom open. That'll get you into that Zoom session. Some of them might need to let you in. Some of them have a password, right? And they all have their own mural attached to it as well, which we're going to be using for the exercise. So we got story mapping, the smellometer, and team manifesto breakouts, each with a separate facilitator. So say you want to join smellometer, there's a button here that'll get you into the right Zoom call, and then there's a link here that will get you to the mural that we're going to be using for that breakout. At the end of the time box, and we'll all make sure that we're going to time box it to make sure we got 10 minutes left at the end. You can get back to the main Zoom that we're in right now by clicking the link over here, the main Zoom link, or just going back to the main conference track, as it were. So it's going to be quite simple from this point on. Like, pick one of the breakouts that you would like to attend. We're going to go into those breakouts. We're going to give everyone like 2 or 3 minutes to jump in there, and then we'll get started. And we definitely look forward to your active participation, because the more actively participate, the more value you're going to get out of the session. And it will give you a good impression of the kind of exercises that this book can help you with. All right. Let's go to the breakouts. I'm reading, well, I was going to say 12:30 now. It's going to be 1:30. So let's be back here at 2:05 Eastern to make sure we get 10 minutes to wrap it up.
Will each of the individual ones also be recorded?
I will be recording mine, and I'm pretty sure Cleo and Charlotte will be doing the same.
If the request is there, we will.
Yep.
Thank you.
Great question. Thanks. All right. Folks, time to split up in the breakouts. I'll see you in story mapping. Charlotte will see you in smellometer, and Cleo will see you in a manifesto call. See you in a bit.
See you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the main session. Let's give people about a minute to get back here. I think we're all about to wrap up, and then we can close off this this session and make sure you have all the information you need in order to go ahead with the toolkit.
Maarten, I completely forgot to record the session.
Uh-oh. Which one did you have? The smellometer.
I will do a personal session for everyone who really loves to see the recording.
That's yeah. Just record one where you just do it by yourself, and then.
That doesn't make sense. But
Is this
Right,
where I
so
get
the-
to say I was the one that asked, so I'm straight, I was there, I don't care?
well, thanks.
And it was really
that-
good. Y'all missed a good session.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, you made it better, but not sure whether you made it worse afterwards.
Oops.
But thanks.
You missed nothing. It's okay.
Okay,
Thank
let's
you.
go
I
to
find it
the
very
review.
believable. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm very confident it was a very good session.
It is hard to click on the Zoom link, though. By the way,
Yeah, those buttons are not really
no.
ideal. It's like hidden over there. I'm not sure if there's another way to actually do it. Don't think so. So let's just wait for Cleo's group to return because I don't see her yet.
Yeah,
And
I'm there.
oh, she's here. They're
Time
answering.
box.
All right, guys. Did you record your session, Cleo?
Yes.
Oh,
Good.
you guys are great.
You did listen. Charlie forgot.
It's easy to forget, I can tell you. Oh yeah, we need to record.
No, I know. We've all been there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right. So let's let the last few people trickle in here from Cleo's session. I had I think about 25 in mine. So I'm pretty sure most of them are back here. Cleo, Charlie, how many did you have? Just so I can look at the count.
Around 16.
I think the same. Around 16.
So we do miss some.
We do miss some. Oh, it's perfectly fine. I know we skipped over a break before, so all right, let's just go back because we only got like 8 minutes left. I want to leave room for any questions if there are any. Do we want to do like a very quick share back from the sessions? Cleo, let's start with you from the team manifesto. What was your session like? How what were responses, or do any of your participants would like to share?
That's a good question. I hope there's someone here and they could find the track feedback. Is there someone over here who would like to share something? Briefly, small pitch.
I can share. This is Khadidra. I thought it was very good. We were able to go through an exercise to say what was the best team that we've ever worked with and think of some of the characteristics of that team. And then we brainstormed our perfect team where we looked at positive and negative behaviors, and everybody contributed to the board to what those positives and negatives were. And then we did dot voting to say, well, what were the, high, most positive behaviors that we would want team members to have, and then what are the most negative behaviors that we don't want teams to have. And then we put all that together into the manifesto, and we took the items with the highest votes and put them on a third board. And then based on those things, for our team manifesto, we put in statements based on, the highest rated positive behaviors of what we will do, what we want to accomplish, and then for the negative behaviors, what we don't want to do, and kind of do our statements based off of that. So I found it to be very helpful, even though it was very rushed. I think, it's something that you can spend as much or as little time as you want on it. So I thought it was good.
Fantastic. I was going to say, it sounds like 3 hours of work in 35 minutes. So,
Exactly.
say good job. Well, sometimes
Best
it
team
helps to do
ever.
it quickly. Yeah. All right, so let's move on to Charlotte's session, Smellometer. Anybody from Charlotte's group want to share a couple words on the session?
That would be nice, guys.
Yeah, hi guys, it's Belinda. I would like to say that it gave me a lot of new insights. Also confirming that I'm not alone in the experiences that I've got. Actions were really great. So yeah, for me the smellometer was definitely something to try out, not only with the team but also within the department itself.
Fantastic.
Never present.
Thanks for sharing. All right, and finally, anybody from my group, story mapping, anybody want to share briefly what they thought about the session or anything else?
I can probably speak on that. The example and the exercise that we did, we can utilize a very simple things that we do on a day-to-day basis and convert into an exercise. In my opinion, this is going to be really valuable for folks who haven't done this kind of exercise in the past, to help them think through like, how do we get to an MVP? When we think about an ask from the leadership team, it feels like it's a huge task that we need to get over and get it done. But breaking them down into smaller parts and figuring out what is the smallest path we can take that the team can produce as quickly as possible, get it out the door, and then work on the second iteration and the third iteration, and so on and so forth. So that exercise was very helpful.
Awesome. Thanks, Vivek, for sharing. Good. So that brings us very close to the end of the session. Before y'all leave, though, I want to share something that we've never done this before, right? So this is going to be first. So let's see what happens. We're a little bit nervous about this. See what the results are. I see Cleo nodding there. So we're going to be giving away the book for free. Not a physical copy, unfortunately. You can get that though at Amazon. There's a link down there. You can also get the Kindle edition if you like that. If you got Kindle Unlimited, you can read it on your Kindle. We're giving away a full copy of the book in PDF form. The link is on the board here. There's a password attached to it, so like it doesn't get automatically like crawled and everything. So as a big thank you for being here and participating, we'd like you to really enjoy the book and put it to use, right? We hope it's going to be valuable to you. And if you like it, we would like to ask one thing, to just tell other people to buy the book, to use it, because ultimately we want to help and reach as many people as we can with all these exercises, because we know based on experience that they're incredibly valuable. And we're not saying that because our names are in front of the book. It's because we have experienced and practiced all of these exercises. I guess we haven't done them all if you catch my drift, but we've done many of them. So feel free to grab that free copy, spread the word about the book. And again, thanks very much for being here. Thank you for your active participation. It was a real pleasure. And hope you have a great remainder of your conference.
Thanks, everyone. Very nice to do this.
Thank you.
We will put the password in the chat as well, so it will come your way, just so you know. I see that we locked it, so it's hard now.
Oh, yeah.
Would we be getting the links for the recordings?
And I think probably a little tip for getting the password, you can right click on it and then select copy as text. That's what I did, and it will get you to the password easily.
You are brilliant.
Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, copy as text. Yeah, that's right.
Wow, learned
something new today.
Yeah.
Because if you download it and you put the password in there, then it downloads. But when you want to reopen it, it asks the password again.
You have to save it to your computer. Otherwise, it's just going to open the link.
Even when you save it to your computer, you need to have the password somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
The PDF itself is
oh, the PDF is password protected. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
yeah, so
10 years from now, you better remember that password.
Yeah, man.
And which year you attended this conference.
It saves a lot of money.
We'll have Rini did this for us, so we'll have a chat with him whether that can still change or whether this is the only way to do this. So I'll check with him.
And please promote it.
It's still very appreciated.
Thank you, Christine.
Yes.
And of course, if you want to buy the paperback, you can use the Amazon link below, because I can tell you it's very good to have it just next to you. I use it also pretty often myself.
Already looked it up. I am a junkie when it comes to making notations on my own. So
Oh, there you go.
already on my Amazon wish list.
Yes, that's nice. Just so you know, if you do it, you have 4 happy people over here sitting. So we're giving it away as Oprah Winfrey, but still we feel this. Yeah.
Send it to you guys to sign.
We will.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to go all around the world, but yeah, it will happen.
You know.
At one point.
Yeah.
I've got the time.
If you want to co-facilitate, we will fly your way to co-facilitate some things. You never know.
Yeah, come over to Houston. I can't travel right now, but you can get to Houston. We can do
I could do that.
whatever.
That sounds
good.
Yeah.
The weather's fantastic here, finally.
Nice.
Right, thanks everyone.
Bye.
Yes, let's get back to the session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Steven, you want to announce a break or something, or are we all good?
Yes, that's what I was about to do. Okay, so thank you guys. We really appreciate it. If anyone would like to reach out, would you mind sharing your LinkedIn on your mural?
It's there.
Okay.
Below the pictures. So if you go to the pictures, you can see in the right corner below our LinkedIn pages.
All right, thank you so much. And if anyone has any questions or comments, please reach out. We are about to take a 15-minute break, and then we'll be back for the next session.
Okay.
Thanks all.
Bye.
Cool. Thanks all.
Thank you.
Have a good one.